Well, I think we have the full house. So, welcome to another episode of the Blackest Bra podcast. Awu.
Yeah,
I am Olori.
I am Eka.
Name FA.
Okay, so I think we have quite a few gisties. If that's a word. What's the plural of gist, please? I don't really.
Jeez. This is
GTTs.
just
But I want to start with. Let me start. Let me go foreign in it. So our people in the Americas. I don't know why people always attempt to steal money from the U.S. government. That's a suicide mission. People keep on trying it. I don't get it because if you look at the history of the mob, most of the mobsters were gotten on some on tax evasion, right? And I think I've asked an IRS person this before, doing like a job search. And they said that whether you thief the money or it's not thief the money, whether it's drug money or it's not drug money, you owe the US government taxes on the money. And they are going to go after their tax. Now, for example, as part of COVID-19 protocols to help small businesses, the government, I think even under Trump, approved a bill that basically gave out loans to small businesses so that they could keep people employed for longer. Because the US doesn't really operate like a robust welfare system like maybe in Europe, for example. So it was basically these loans to help keep businesses in business so that they can employ people and things like that. Many people, and I'm seeing this a lot on the Shade Room. So me like C-list celebrities, or maybe they were on Love and Hip Hop, or as a friend of the show, they took out these loans in millions, right? Under the guise of taking it to support their small businesses, but they now use money to go and flex. Now the government is not arresting them. Like, are we serious? Like you're using borrowed money to go and flex. Like that, let's start there as a terrible adult move, right? It's to use loan to go and flex. But then this loan was given to you with conditions in terms of you're supporting a small business. So like that means the money don't go to the business at all.
Can I just say, use your US story. I remember one time when I think somebody in my family was saying that Nigeria should do a welfare benefit system. I said, are you like what?
Sorry, I had to laugh.
Like people would disappoint you, and an average Nigerian, but even in the abroad self, they cheat the system. You know, once the country will be bankrupt in like 1 week,
and they won't feel bad because they will say that the government has been stealing since.
yes.
So
No,
this is just their own
the question is if the benefits will reach the
fair
people.
points. Fair points. That's a fair point. That is a fair point because
For
all
the
the
citizens of
layers
country.
of local government chairman, senator, as it's getting that they are chopping. So what will even reach the regular man's even tip safe?
Telling you, no. When you give people the benefit of doubt, like citizens of most countries, it's like, look, you're your own. Share the national cake. Let us chop. We are
But
not
to
giving
me,
you back.
it's a human. Like to me, I keep on saying I don't know where and when we lost our humanity, right? People lost their jobs as part of COVID, right? And they couldn't work from home. Like if you're working in the service industry, for example, right? And so this was to help keep your business open for longer, or at least be able to make payroll, right? While we figure out this whole COVID thing and lockdown and whatever. You now use the money to go and buy a Gucci bag, to be taking private jet pictures, to oppress who? Like now you're going to jail. So I don't like like where did we miss it? That's basically what I'm trying to get at.
Do you know? Sorry, but I blame the government for trusting his people. Sorry to say.
Ah,
Do you know why? I know that government had to do something, especially that time. Everybody's like, okay, you want us to sit there in the house. What do you want us to do? But they should have paid the money straight. I don't even know, Seth. At least in other places in Europe, as we said, if they are paying you money based on, I don't even know how did they do it, and
I
it's a
wonder.
loan. My own is that it is a loan you're supposed to pay back. It is not even the one that they
yeah,
are giving you
I
follow
think
money
that was
to
the
your
key
staff.
issue
Ah,
because
eh,
because they gave the stimulus check of okay, no strings attached, right? This is your money, and that one they get
Uh,
the affected parties, right? But the one was okay, a loan that you will pay back once your
business comes up.
as that comes on. I think it was also a no interest loan or something where basically
Hi.
it just to support you to stay, because it's not easy to restart a uh business that you have already closed. It's not easy to just wake up from morning and just restart. So like let's keep you afloat up until when you can pick things up from there, but you're flexing on the ground for who?
So now the charge against them, why they're arresting them, is it because of lack of payment or because they
It's
caught them
fraud.
flexing with the money?
It's fraud because because you cannot now like back up your claims of what the business was that you got the loans for.
Oh, so they even did non-business that is non-existent business and
That's what
collected
I'm
loan for
saying,
it.
because they give you the loan according to
Oh,
what your business needs are. So when they're not very, because I think that time okay, just take the money, because I remember there being an issue where like the system was backed up. People were like they had to like be on the phone for like hours to even get someone to talk to. So I think maybe that's okay. You know what? If you're able to give us a basic level proof, collect the money, right?
Hmm.
Once we
eh,
now verify that it's not what
you
you
now
told
realize
us.
you were not existent.
Exactly.
Ah,
You're going to see crazy. That's basically I think what's going on. Because one of these girls, Kali Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, her
hmm,
boyfriend on the show
hmm,
last 2 seasons or something was also roped in
hmm.
as having asked for millions that now cannot prove what the millions was.
Hmm.
Hi,
Another
God.
artist that was recently shot, that one not had too many bad luck, but was recently shot, just pled guilty for fraud and is going to jail for the same to do what, to flex on the gram. Like, are we?
Oh, do
I
you know
think
the worst part? The worst part is that that shoe, that bag, it goes spoil.
Thank
It
you.
like, except you don't use it and you keep it. So what's the point? Oh my
But
God.
and even how much do we know the clout for? Because again, these are daily stars. So okay, fine, you have a breaking bag. Okay, next. Like, there's not a long lasting effect. So what are you doing it for? Now you're going to jail.
Have we
I
ever
think
seen billionaires, top five richest people flaunting these things? Eh?
They'll
but they
put
Let
flaunt
money
it
on
us
in
their
their
flaunt these
crowd.
DMs.
Oh.
things.
Don't get it twisted. Oh. They show themselves crazy in their crowd. These rich people.
That and
Yeah,
that's
but
what and that's how you know
that's
that
in
your
their
Gucci bag
crowd.
ain't it. Your Gucci
Eh?
bag ain't it.
Oh,
You're coming to show people that don't even care. Once they arrest you, they are the same people
on your
that
own.
will come and insult you
And
on the
drag you.
on this gram. Hey God, please, I beg, let people be
I think
like, I don't
Nigerians
understand.
have exported the 419 culture because this is 419.
I
Like
don't
this is
like what you've just
Now
said now. I don't like it. You said Nigeria has exported 419 culture. Or Abi, we learned the 419 from them. Please
oh,
don't
I
that's
didn't
another
vex.
even know.
angle. That's an angle.
Oh,
Because
God.
this United States and Nigeria, I
They're
have
the
been
same.
saying it. There's nothing different.
I swear they're
It's
sisters
just that
and
they can
brothers.
catch them. In Nigeria, they'll tell you
Oh
steak,
God.
swallow the money, and make you look like a fool. Ha, please,
But
oh.
honestly, I feel like we need to do better in instilling values in our kids, because I remember one time I was hanging out with some folks in London town, and they weren't my direct friends, they were friends of my friends,
Mm,
or friends of my friend, and
Hmm.
they were talking, and we're going to go on a trip, and we are all talking about how they're going to use student loan money
That's rampant.
finance the
Yeah,
trip, and I'm like, student loan is an investment in
exactly.
your education. You have to pay this money back. I feel like like now that I'm older and I see like, and bills are maturing, you're seeing
Mhm.
that like what you're able to do without student loans on your back. Do you get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Your mates cannot do the half student loans on their back,
mm-hmm.
right? So rather than use the money to flex, try and like reduce how much loan you have to take. Do you get what I'm saying? So that you can pay it off faster. But we don't think through it like about all your low. I'm
Yeah, I think
like,
the problem we have in the world is there's no foresight. Like people don't look into
That
the
is
future.
it.
Just now. If you look at the problems we have, because people are saying, "Ah, Omo, I'm suffering. Let me just get this money now and forget." You don't think of, okay, how you don't have a plan. Like, how do I get from here to here? It's just now. And that's just the cycle that just it's everywhere. Because I don't understand how you would take the money they gave you. I know many people. There was even one that took her loan to go and go shopping. I'm like, Auntie,
Oh
who sent you message?
Jesus.
I mean, when you're in Nigeria, you're complaining that school fees is not. Now they give you a loan and you're not being stupid. Like, who are we going to blame now? Are you not going to blame yourself?
Like I don't know where we missed it. I really don't.
People just don't have I think I would say is a very big poverty mentality.
Mm.
Apart from foresight, you don't just have you don't have discipline with money. Small money now enter now of loan or this thing now. You just go and be buying. Even there's one thing that happened. One woman, I think they mistakenly paid her. It was in
I
UK.
saw it.
They mistakenly paid her money. Like
I don't know what
she
to
was
return.
supposed to get refund. She now got the refund times how many folds? I can't remember how much the refund was. The first thing she went to go and do is to go and be buying Rolex and be waiting
Bam.
So
and
she can
drinking
send it.
champagne and showing it on social media. Is that not how they cut her? What I'm saying is that even when somebody even commits fraud, you won't even calm down and just be
As
calm.
in,
Is to show oppress people that
pride.
oppress,
Priding.
oppress, oppress. Everybody is just it's poverty now because if poverty did not strike her, she will not be going to go and first thing to buy Rolex. At least you think and keep quiet, lay
Yeah.
low. Eh? Why?
And even beyond just like I guess in the abroad, we do this in Nigeria as well. Even as a government, the idea of borrowing for consumption or
Yeah.
investments.
Mm-hmm.
Every weekend we're having weddings and you're borrowing to throw a lavish like
Ah,
I don't get that. Why are you
It's
borrowing
okay.
to throw a wedding? It's a party. We'll eat rest and go home and forget about you.
exactly. And even when they don't borrow, they owe the vendors
That's
for
Mm-hmm.
months.
borrowing. That's vendor
Vendor borrowing.
financing,
Oh,
seller financing. I'm
and
like,
you're
what's the
dancing on your
point?
wedding day. Eh? You're owing the person that is doing the food. Hmm.
Why not cut your coat according to yourself? Must you have a
I
10,000
don't
person
know.
wedding?
I don't know. Eh? And then they have the guts. Sorry to say, they have the guts. I know that there are issues in marriages to break up after 2 years. Are you mad? And I bought Ashwebi, went to go and sew it by myself and traveled for your wedding.
Plus
Please,
makeup
people should stop. Plus makeup.
and guilt tying.
And new shoes sometimes I will even buy. Please, people should mind themselves. Though. If you know you don't do something small. Now we've realized Zoom and the rest. Open, tell us, let us watch it via Zoom. I'm not going to like it's just to show. Everybody's just showing.
Exactly. And you
Sometimes
don't
the
have the
bride and the
money.
groom, they are not even happy on the day because too much stress. You have to do
Exactly.
this, you have to do that. Ah, bah. I beg go. It is
Anyway,
well with our soul.
let's do a quick one on Pastor Paul Adefarasin and then we'll go into Ini. Please, who has this story? This Pastor Paul and the Japa?
Oh, I
Because
do, please.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. FA lead us in
Yes.
worship.
So, yeah, give me the honor, please. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. So basically, I actually watched the sermon, and I mean, people picked up on the whole Plan B thing, but it was a sermon.
Mm,
I mean, normal church sermon, sure. But what I got from the whole thing was Pastor Paul, I think last month or last week, before this Japa one, he complained about the government, but he was also saying that let's all come together and grow Nigeria. This week, it was like maybe he just finished a meeting with a government official and the person pissed him off because the way he said it, he was like that. He started off by saying that this country, like they will ruin the country, that he doesn't know what they plan, and he was basically talking to the leaders that you guys, there needs to be dialogue. Like you guys need support. You need to support yourselves so that this country can grow. Because at the way the country is going, like everywhere is scattered. So the Japa, the have a plan B. He was saying that, oh, my wife, his wife is abroad and she's taking care of their plan B. I mean, Pastor Paul I think he has an American passport. I think he was
mm-hmm,
born there. So
mm-hmm.
it's like you shall have plan B, you shall have passport. And I think people, I mean, I was watching the women on Your View, and they were saying at some point every Nigerian has said have a plan B, and I don't think it's stupid. I think it's a smart thing to say. But I won't say my problem, but I think Pastor Paul could have worded it in a better way. So that's my own thing. But the thing is, what he said about the plan B was like 30 seconds, and it was just the state of the country. Like these people don't know what they're doing, and I don't really know what to tell you. But me, I have a plan B. And he was like, I have faith, but shall have a plan B. That's what he shall told them. Like
But why
I have
does it need
faith.
to be worded differently? Because to me, I feel like that's
Oh,
that's a direct a direct communication.
The thing is, it
Yes.
should be worded differently because of the platform he has. If it was just a normal person, because I mean, in some countries you can get tried for treason for saying something like that. Because he literally he went for the government and then said people should leave the country. When you're telling people to have a plan B, like no country, like anywhere in the world, nobody's going to tolerate that. But I think he's lucky because he has, I mean, he knows government officials, which I mean, coming from him, of course, people are like, if pastor is saying this, waiting, because he was telling people that, look, I can do sermon from anywhere in the world.
Bam!
Yes.
So,
I love him
like,
for that.
have
He
your
even
plan B.
said that even if it's Okada to Cameroon,
Yeah, that's what he said.
better have it and be going, or somewhere, just be
Exactly.
going.
Yeah. So I mean, people, because me, the church I go to, the pastor has a British passport also, but
Yeah.
but but the thing is, he always, like, we always pray for Nigeria. Oh, let's pray for Nigeria. He has never said have a plan B, but he always says, because me, I think what pastor, I don't know, I don't go to House on the Rock. This is the first one I'm watching, but I feel like what pastor should also be preaching is Nigerian people. What are you people like this church that we're, because that's what the pastor at my church says. He's like, look, you guys, our country is bad, but we need to ask ourselves, like, and need to search ourselves and say, are we doing the best we can do as like the little ones that we're doing here? What are you doing in your house? How are you treating your workers? How are you following the rules? People will pass traffic lights and you come and pay last month. That is against like your religion, and that's against you being a good citizen. So for me, I think Pastor Paul, I don't know if he has preached that in his church, but my thing is, there's nothing wrong with Plan B. Could have been worded differently, but I feel like the pastors need to also teach. I don't know, maybe teach people how to behave, because Nigerian people, even in the abroad, the nonsense that we do here, we take it there. Sometimes people get away with it there, sometimes they don't. But it's like we need to search ourselves and ask ourselves questions. Because plan B or plan C, I mean, I think people should have plan Bs, but that's not the answer, Sha. Like in like moving forward. For now, that's the answer. But in the future, that's really not the answer.
I mean, I
I
get
would,
your angle in the sense of, in a sense, they say that people deserve the government that they get, right?
Yeah.
Because the government,
The people.
mirrors. Yeah. So I might have be complain. Maybe in our daily lives we are like Buhari, right?
Yeah.
We're only empowering our people, with or without merits, right? We're stealing or embezzling in our own little
Yeah.
way. You are a government worker, like you work in maybe a ministry or commission or whatever, and people have to bribe you to get a simple document. You're not
Exactly.
blaming Buhari for what?
I mean,
well, I just believe, as if he said maybe he had a meeting. I think he was really upset. No, let's understand that
I
Pastor
was
Paul
angry.
Adefarasin is a human being, just like every other pastor that has probably made mistakes, and we've said, okay, you're a pastor, but I don't even think this one is a mistake. I think he opened his mind and he said how he was feeling from
Yeah,
internally.
now let me just tell you
Like,
the home truth.
let me just tell you the truth. And I like how he told them that he has his plan B. So that people will not be angry with him now when they are wondering, where is Pastor
Where's
Mrs. all
Pastor
these
Paul?
months? Pastor Mrs. has been doing plan B settlement. Because it's like, like the man, maybe he has moved back to Nigeria from the US because he wasn't here. And then you try, and we are praying, 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 and we are
Yeah.
seeing these things. These people, you're even wicked to yourself. Even when God wants to help, you would even block God's helping and intervention with your wickedness. You understand that kind of. So the man was tired that morning. He just came to tell us as he they paid them for body, and he's advising his own congregation, just look for how to go, because I would minister to you from. I know what you're saying is
I
in the
mean,
sense that he should have worded it better because he
yeah,
has a large
better.
following, and a lot
Mm,
of people would believe what he say, and probably says, and probably give up on the country, which then does not benefit anybody. Can
yeah.
everybody run away? And if everybody runs away, what is remaining of the? So it might have not been the best thing to say, but I believe he spoke from his mind. He spoke
Yeah.
from his mind, and
No,
it was.
I'm saying we can all do better, right? But I feel as though that have your plan B, because after
Yeah.
trying and trying, if it doesn't click,
Hmm.
then you
Mm,
jumps. That's basically to me why I think the because it can
I
be
would-
frustrating in Nigeria. You're putting all the effort and there are no results.
it's
yeah.
frustrating, no. I've even noticed that I won't mention names, but there's some other pastors, even the church I attend that is in Nigeria. They've been abroad though. I've been noticing they've been doing video.
Video, yeah,
Have you
yeah.
noticed?
Oh,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
noticed
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Instagram. I've noticed.
That's
I say
true.
whether there
That's
has been a
true.
relocation, I
And
don't know.
they opened churches up since maybe was it January or February, as in
Yeah.
full,
so
almost full scale.
so at least
True.
Pastor Paul is in the Nigeria telling you that I am leaving soon.
Some
Some of
already, some,
some
some
have
already.
already gone.
Uh,
The only two that I can stand with is Pastor EA Adeboye and what's that one? Kenan, is it Kenan? Like a big winner's chapel, a big winner's spirit.
Stand with that's Oyedepo.
No, not sorry, not stand with, but they seem to still be on the soil, on the ground in Nigeria.
Well, you
Is
cannot say
wait,
that
Oyedepo
but,
about
but wait,
and
which
Oyedepo. I
which
don't know
pastor?
about EA Adeboye, but Oyedepo has how many private jets? Next minute now, you
that's
don't
true.
go.
You
Ah,
can
please,
easily
oh.
move.
Ah.
You can easily
Hey.
move.
You
That
can
means
I
easily
it's
mean, but
move.
only the lion Odumeji that's
mm,
we can speak of. Him and
to
Mbaka
me, like,
that are on the ground.
yeah, but I mean, I plan B. I think plan B is. I mean, if you're in a situation where you're not comfortable or you feel unsafe or you're not happy, you're not thriving, I believe you should even have plan D. So if I always say like, yeah, I always say like with Nigerian people, like I think for me, I think I did not expect Pastor Paul to say that, but again, I feel like it was coming from an emotional place, and I feel like he'll
Mm,
regret it saying that kind of thing because it's like
yes.
you're in a because someone what is this guy? I think it's Pastor Rapu. I've not
Okay,
seen. Look, I'm
Tony.
not yeah, I'm not trying to criticize any pastor, do you get? Because everybody has their own ministry. But Pastor Rapu, he tries to go to communities and he tries to. I
Yes.
think they preach sometimes. So I think I've always said it. Like I feel when the missionaries came here, I think it was Catholic Church. They used to do things like that. They set up schools,
On
of
the
course, of
ground, yes.
exactly. I feel like if for you to tell people to go away, and a lot of people, but not well, his congregation and people, like the pastors, Nigerian people value pastors probably more than the governor self or government.
Mm,
So for you to have that and say something like that, what have you done? Because I know he's very close. I remember when he opened his church, he was with Jonathan. I don't know personally. Maybe he's doing things on the ground, but compared to someone like Pastor Rapu, we're seeing him like there's an outreach program. And I feel like that's what churches need to be doing. Open schools, yes, make money, yes, educate people. But what are we going? Because we have to start from the grassroots. Are we going there? I always use America as an example. Martin Luther King was a religious person and he started his preaching kini in the church, like civil rights movement. We have to do this, kiniko, kiniko. And from there, they took it to the next level. And he had people that were with him. He had people in governments that he was talking to. Do you get? Because you have these pastors, some of them have access to like governors, presidents.
yes.
You
They are the
people,
ones
like,
praying for them.
exactly. So for me, that was my own thing with like I did not expect that because I really hold Pastor Paul in high regard because I think
Yes.
he's smart or whatever. I did not I expected this to come from maybe one of these or that. Even I expected Oyedepo self because that one is a
Yes.
fighter. But I feel like what have you done? What has your church done? It's not just what is going on because the thing is, all these pastors, some of them are just in their churches. Oh, come to the church and take yam. Come and take this. But are you going out? Are you sending? Because evangelism used to be a big thing. You need to evangelize in these like these poor neighborhoods because it's the poor people that all of us can japa, middle class, upper class, even some lower class people, they will sell and steal money and japa. It happens. So it's like, what are we teaching people? That's why I keep saying like the orientation, it starts from us as Nigerians because what are we teaching ourselves? We're praying to God every day, but if we don't go to the grassroots and educate these children, educate the adults, this is how you're supposed to live. This life is not good. This is what you're supposed to do. You're telling people to run away and you're telling people to leave their country. Like, I mean, I don't think it's the right thing to do or
Mm,
say, but
mm.
I understand it came from an emotional place. But the
And
thing is, I always say like churches need to do more. I don't think Nigerian churches do enough. All they do is to tell you to come pay tithes. What are you going out? Is there an outreach program? Like the civil rights movement, even this one, people are saying, oh, NSAS, you protested for how many weeks? You're now Japan. What? Civil rights movement lasted for like 10 years. It's not a fight of one day or 1 month. Like this is something that will take time. So if we don't know how to gather ourselves together, and if we can't change ourselves from the inside, because I think it starts from us. If we
mm,
can't change ourselves and have a better outlook or better plan for ourselves and our country, everybody, okay, let's all go to Canada. The America that we're going to today, share people fought. how many years ago a black person could not even go to the same toilet as a white person? Today, Nigerian people are there. ATL, Texas, every place. It's like you guys are there. People fought for your rights. So you are running away. What have you done? So me, I think Pastor Paul maybe do more, and many pastors, because I'm expecting change to even come from the church, not even from us. Because me,
The
I don't.
mosque, please add it, and the two
Exactly, from the
religions, church
mosque
and
too. So
mosque.
it's like religious, and I mean, what he
Even the
said that
native
makes
doctors
sense.
who serve, they should be
Everybody.
changes. No, no,
I
it's
want.
true because
It's true.
Amadioha is not God of justice. As in,
Yes.
so let's
I,
be guys there, please. Shango. So let's. As in, every religion has to
every
play a
religion.
role.
I'm
So
just
please,
even calling the two main ones. First of all, I want to give it up for Honorable Efe, who we support for our presidential role. Did you see the speech Olori
as in,
that just gave
yeah,
her? He
yeah,
humbled
yeah.
me. He humbled me. I wanted to just add though that the fact that unfortunately, no matter what, even with what Pastor Paul said, not everybody can even japa. Let's be honest. And as
Yeah,
you're jappering, do you know how many? 200 million. How many are we? Who are
as
the
in we're
people
too much.
receiving you? Many countries are not allowing you to come again. So let us even forget, because it's like when Pastor Paul said that he should realize that not everybody in his
Yeah,
congregation
but
can
then I guess
even
that's
do
what he
that.
said. Go to Cameroon or like
But
Togo
the
and stuff.
Cameroonians one, Shebi, is last week we were talking
Ghana
about
that
how
is
Ghanaian, that is Ghanaian people are
us.
deporting us.
As in, you get so it's like I feel
It's
me.
not
I
as if
feel
we go and
always
behave well outside safe. So they are
exactly.
deporting us. I
And
beg.
Nigerian people also, we need to like because the nonsense that we do outside is just is irritating because for every Nigerian that is doing well, there's like 2 or 3 people that are just being stupid. Like we need to respect ourselves outside because this nonsense mentality is here. Somebody will pass one way and be fighting with last man for what now? Like what is that? Though the last man
But
people today, Allah, or
but
you know,
I remember someone, and but this is again like we do ourselves. Yes, you shouldn't pass one way and be fighting last month. But I'll give 2 examples. Again, even on your view, right? Where you've not regulated trailers, right? So that they are now
mm,
blocking the road, right?
yeah,
I'm now faced with, do I spend 6 hours
on the yeah,
following the rule, or do I take this one way and I'm home in an hour, right?
mm-hmm,
You have to make laws. Laws are to maintain law and order for all of us in
exactly.
in the society. A
Mm,
law that is impossible to uphold cannot be enforced.
Mm-hmm.
Will you arrest everybody? Number
that's the
one.
thing.
Number two, I think it was a security official that was saying that the Nigerian police force, which I think last month was broken or may have been
Mm,
broken out from, or maybe have the same cultural issues, is that in the US they put signs and police, right, to help you prevent from making the error.
yeah,
In
Mm.
Nigeria, last man in plain clothes we
to
hide,
catch you.
waiting to catch you.
No.
So is the
Targets.
intent there really to stop the bad behavior, or to your point to get targets? That's basically where like in the US here, if you are going to get a speeding ticket, right? The police is using a police car. So you just didn't see him.
Yeah.
He's not hiding in a G wagon on plain
No, that's
clothes
the thing.
waiting for you. Do you
Or
get
in
what
the
I'm saying?
bushes.
Or in the bushes. So for me, I just feel as though like everybody can do better in this
Mm.
in this in this in this our Nigeria. And but I feel like is it to say let's fix our country, but we've seen
Mm-hmm.
it time and time again. If you are the only person in Nigeria doing the right thing, you look stupid. As in, you
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Mm.
You look like people that doesn't have sense, because
Mm.
everybody else is doing
Something
wrong.
else.
I remember someone saying that, like, oh, when he wanted to get his COVID-19 test, that's maybe like late last year, right?
Mm.
That test that you have to take 7 days, take before you go back, or 7 days, when you're in the country, and the guy
Yeah.
said that he will go to the location. They're like,
Mm.
Oga, we can help you out here. Just pay a little fee.
Yeah.
Then you negative take. The guy was like, no, 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 no. I'm going to go to the regular clinical. They gave the guy a run around to the point where if it would have saved him time,
Just pay. Yeah.
just pay. So someone is trying to do the right thing. You're not giving the person stress. Why?
Hmm.
So this
I think
country
all
is
for me,
like to me, I just don't.
yeah,
It's hard for me to say don't japa. It's
me
very
like
hard.
I mean, me, I'm typically in the minority because I'm like a patriot. Like, as much as, I remember when I was abroad, my mom was like, see, anything you can do, stay there, don't come back. And I'm like, why are you telling me this kind of thing? But I think I'm a patriot. I don't think Nigeria will ever be a first world country. I don't even think our
Wow,
problems might improve a little bit.
Wow.
that's
But
a big one.
I'm very like, I'm very pan-African, pan-Nigerian. Like, I'm very like homeland kiniko. And my thing is, I don't know, maybe because I studied American history in depth, and it really motivated me because racism still exists. Like, you're always going to keep fighting. But the thing is, at least there's seats at the table. Like you were saying, I think in the last episode, and you were like, okay, we're trying to blend everyone together. And that's what Pastor Paul was saying. Like, there needs to be dialogue to an extent, but who is going to lead the dialogue? I feel with the way Nigerians treat their pastors, people like Paul Adefarasin needs to be there. Because I mean, like I said before, I've not seen like their church doing anything. House on the Rock is typically like an upper class, with all due respect, but I've not seen it because you're not going to help Nigeria with the upper, like you're not going to, it starts from the bottom. Like the upper class people, all they can do is to donate money. But what are we doing? What's the outreach? What is the plan? That's why when I see pastors buying private jets, I'm like, no, that money can be used for something else. Why are you buying private jets? You have so much money. So the first commandment is love and to treat our neighbors like ourselves. If we're seeing that our country is deteriorating, my neighbor, me, I don't care. My neighbor can stay in Nigeria. Me, I'm traveling to Malaysia next week. So it's like, what are pastors doing? You can't just, as a pastor, you can't just come and tell people to have a plan B. We know you have one, but what have you done? Can you say you've really done your best? You probably haven't. Talking to government officials is not enough. You have the money, you have the congregation. Tell your congregation to go out. Tell them to go to those places. So I think if people even, I think for me, I think pastors should look at Tony Rapu and maybe create something like that. And we can all join in and, do what we can before we start protesting. Because you will protest for civil rights movement, like I said, 10 years, even till now, Black Lives Matter last year is still going on. But at least there's been some advancements for Black people in the past how many years, So I mean, I don't think we've done anything in Nigeria. All we do is sit down and complain. You open AIT, they'll be shouting. It's not by English, it's not by shouting. Like, no. So
But
I feel
then
like we can still do more. I don't think we've even scratched the surface. That's my thing.
the issue is when some pastors want to do something now, like for example, when that Covenant Christian Center pastor, is it not El Rufai he brought to his panel so that
Mm-hmm.
they would talk? People said, why would he do that?
Mm,
But that is a governor in a
mm,
state. You have to
mm,
ask him questions. You have to bring him to panels that hopefully will be open and fair so that people will look to him and say, Oga, why did you increase your school fees from this or that? Or what are you doing? Because if you don't talk to them, let's remove the sentiments of religion because I think there's also that religious sentiment to it and ask them because they are the leaders there, whether they are Christians, Muslims, or atheists. That's one. Number two is that not everybody can be a Tony Rapo. Me, I
mm,
believe that the mindset first of all needs to change. But that
mhm.
so a pastor needs to educate using the Bible as that
Yeah.
is the Christianity. You need to educate your people first. That
Yeah.
the mindset needs to change. But unfortunately, the mindset of the pastor. So, for
Yeah.
example, Odumeje that was saying he will not forgive that girl that died. That is a stupid mindset. You now instill violence in your congregation. They now go
Mhm.
and they are people of war already. That one doesn't even need for you to go to Ajegunle and go and help people who are this thing. Just the mindset of I will kill you, I will do this.
Yeah.
It's just like the mindset is so messed up. And the people that are pastors, the people that are governors, presidents, they are coming from this same bunch of I don't know, Federal Character Commission. What is their work? That's it. They are not
Yes.
building any character.
Yeah. Also, I remember back in the day when Obasanjo was in government, I remember they used to have these like adverts on TV where they're like, oh, Nigeria, good people, like basically
Great
to say,
nation.
oh,
Yes. Good
exactly. I've
people,
not
great
seen
nation.
like things like you're not even, the people in the country are tired and you're not even trying to give them hope. So I feel like it goes, like, I don't think we need to wait. Somebody was saying we don't need to wait for government. And I think the pastors, after government, I think pastors are next. I even think pastors might be above like, like the government of Nigeria because the way people like respect their pastors and do things for their pastors. It's like, so for me, like I said, like I always use civil rights movement. That's my own reference point because it's Black Lives Matter or whatever. But it's like, it was started by a pastor. And so it's like Paul Adefarasin say that if it came from someone like Idris Abdul Karim, if Idris tells me to Japa, I'm out. Because it's like, Idris or Sheun Kuti or like Fela says, look, you guys, I don't Japa. Me, I'm Japaing. But if it's coming from like an upper class person, I know that your plan B is like, it's easy for you to say, because it's like, I don't get problem. I don't have problems. Like me, my passport is there, I'm out. But if somebody from the grassroots, like who actually fights for Nigerians, comes and says, look, I'm done. Any day I hear Idris relocates to America, I'm out. I swear to God. Like any day.
Because at least Idris has been making noise since.
Exactly. And
They have
Sheun
even
Kuti
dealt
said
with
that,
Idris Self and
yes.
Shehu Kuti. They've dealt there because they've been
Exactly.
making
So
noise
if someone
since.
like that says we should jab, I'm out to. But if it's Pastor Adefarasin, it makes sense, because Nigeria is, we always say it's like a failed state, and to be honest, it's been failing for years. Probably has been failed for years, but I think people need to. Maybe somebody, I think it was one guy, an old person was saying that back in their day, they taught them civics and stuff like that. I don't think there's anything like civics these days.
I thought
People don't even.
they remove history
And
now.
yeah, exactly. So it's like people, if you know the history of your country to an extent, you want to be proud to an extent, you want to fight to an extent, and you want to know more and see what can I do. But when you don't know the history, it's like, because everybody now is so like, I'm going to this place, I'm going to Canada, I'm going to America, because it's like, do you know the history? Do you, like, when you study the history of Black people, like, it's crazy, because sometimes you think if we're cursed, but it's like, what can we do? And it's shameful because it's coming from Nigeria, that is like the largest Black population. So it's like, me, I think we can do better. I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to be unfortunately, great nation, but at least let people be able to live in their countries. Let it be habitable for people. You don't want to be driving and gonna have accidents. When you go to hospital, they will now kill you. Come on.
But I think you're also making a very big assumption, which I think is very wrong, that many Nigerian pastors are actually called. I think you're not
That
getting that.
is it. That's what
They
I'm
call
saying.
themselves. So because some actually go into this as a
Money.
property, as
Last.
employment. It's employment. Was it
That's
that
what
we're discussing the guy that was using calendar to fund the next church anniversary?
events. That's the thing. That's what I was saying. That the pastors are also coming from the same population with a messed up mentality. So what do
Yeah.
you expect them to say? Because they opened the Bible, and when God was saying love, they were seeing something else.
Money.
What do you expect? uh, if the pastor say he's not a preacher of love but war, that we are finished. So I think that is, unfortunately, religion has been used to think that
Yeah.
there are sensible people in the religion, whether it is Muslim, Christianity, because even in Islam, you see these people bombing other human beings based on that they told them that their religion told them they should do it. Ah, does it make sense? It doesn't. But we are just managing them. So it's for us to even remove our head and
And
understand self, this religion, are we even doing it correctly? Because it seems to be a funny Christianity that people are practicing.
yeah, and I think, on a final note, let me just say my final thing is like home, anywhere you feel comfortable. Because I know people that for them is like, I'm not supposed to be in Nigeria, and if that is you, like, it's fine. Like, if your home is anywhere you feel happy, you're okay. That's home. It doesn't have to be on African soil. So my thing is, people that want to Japa for whatever reasons, like, it's fine. But also for the people that choose to stay back or choose to, maybe, I don't know, help their country, should, maybe do, I don't know. But we should, all of us, wherever we are, we should just try to be the best
That is it
citizens.
too.
That's just, I think.
Because if they now chase everybody now, say go back to your country, what else? What's remaining? Because it's possible. So what will you now do? All this me, I'm just saying, all this Japa, the world is hot now. People are
As
looking for how
in,
to move people out of their place. So we cannot be Japaring for long. Ah, I don't
Nigeria,
know. Nigeria. Pastor Paul was just sad and upset.
yeah, the
He
guy
had
is
meeting with somebody that didn't have sense. Oh gosh.
Anyway, ladies, we hope Nigeria gets better.
Uh,
But I cannot advise anybody right now that has the chance to jackpot to be staying there. So when FA becomes president, we shall
we'll
move
move
back.
back.
Yeah.
Everybody will move back.
Until then, ladies, have a wonderful one.
Peace out, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.